hate how it doesn't stop on the actual flag.
Alright, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Down here in the bottom left-hand corner of DayBreak, we have Liquid.Jinro spawning as our yellow Terran player. In the top right-hand corner, we have QIM.SaSe. He's our blue Protoss, and I love that Winners Round 1 was started on DayBreak.
Yeah, DayBreak, great map. One of my favorite maps at this stage. Just leads to some great games, real back and forth, a lot of options for dropping. The expansions are relatively straightforward.
You can have nice, good 2-base mid-game aggression games. You can have really long macro games. A lot of opportunities on this map. To answer your question, though, the team intro actually shows every flag from each member on their team. So it flips through, and it shows you where all of their players come from.
That is actually so cool.
Yeah, there you go.
I thought it was just, okay.
Yep.
I stand corrected.
No worries, it happens.
Now, Jinro is probably going to open up pretty standard here. He likes his standard builds, that's for sure.
Yeah, I've noticed, though, that in the recent games that I've seen for him, he doesn't one-racks gasless FE as much as a lot of Terran players are doing at the moment. Opens up with a little bit of gas
style?
usually. So, yeah. I mean, just... I'd say
almost
probably
never gasless FEs. He always opens like Banshee or gets a couple Hellions out.
I'd say, maybe you can correct me on this, probably about 65% of the time I've been seeing Terran players actually just open. Of course, it's dependent upon map, but this is a map you can pull it off with a bunker guarding this area right here. But just one-racks gasless FE with a... it looks like he is going to do it. Jinro actually proving me wrong, but... open up with that bunker right at the front. You can defend so much stuff coming on. Early pressure, get up a nice solid economy. Those double mules within, like, the 6-minute mark are so good.
Yeah, and then there's also that build that HD, you and I were discussing the other day, that HD thinks is kind of trending right now, the 3 racks expand against Protoss. I've only seen it once.
Yeah, and Jinro is actually playing this from a PC bang, is what we just found out. He's getting some lang. But anyway.
Pop-ups.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, that's no good.
Viruses while you're playing.
And it looks like, interestingly, okay, so I assume that this is being played on the Korean server then, if that's the case. If he's playing at a PC bang, it's not like he's going to have the option to switch it over to the NA server or something along those lines. And he actually drops down, or KaSaSe's playing on Maxed's account, a Chinese player, but I assume he's using his.
I always really wondered if it was worth that against a Terran, because obviously, I mean, he can just drop the command center slightly away. You're going to delay it.
But the cool thing is...
10, 20 seconds airtime?
Possibly. But the cool thing is that it also screws with the bunker placement as well. Because
that's true. That's very true.
You would have had it right exactly where this command center is sitting.
That is also very, very true.
We'll find out, though. So Jinro doing actually the build that I really like, and glad that... I mean, it's just... I will admit, maybe I've been biased, but all the Jinro games I had seen recently were a couple on his stream, and then... everything that we've casted on IPL recently. Thus, I hadn't seen him do the gasless fast expand quite a bit lately.
Man, if SaSe tried to do this type of a build, maybe with a hardcore 4-gate or something like that, or maybe just a 2-gate opener and then chrono boost out stalkers, sort of like you were mentioning in that PvP style the other day.
Right. That
might be really effective as a follow-up to this, because you're right, the bunker where's the bunker position now?
It's
so far out,
just in front.
So I guess that still works out.
You watch, but the thing is that
the scary thing here is the SCVs are so far from the bunker.
Yes, but if your bunker's right here, look, you're watching this area, okay? We'll go ahead and watch the stalker here for a second. It's not really going to get in to do too much damage.
But now you're watching this
Now you're
area.
actually watching from here. This is the edge of the base, all the way up here, and this actually just keeps going on. So there's a good possibility for units to come right here and just slip on by the bunker.
Yeah, it's very true. Could sneak a few stalkers in there, start harassing the SCVs. Definitely not a game winner, but still something that SaSe could certainly be annoying with.
I think it was worth the 25 minerals he expended on canceling a pylon to get it done, though.
And delay the orbital a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, yeah, I agree.
All right, so let's take stock of things now. It looks like we actually have 2-gate Robo coming out of SaSe at the moment. His working technology is just about to finish up, and I wonder where he's going to go with that Robo. But I'm sure we'll see Colossi at some point, but we'll see if he tries to open up with a couple of Immortals.
Whoa, interesting opener from Jinro here.
2 racks,
kind of missed that.
And then super delayed 3rd racks.
So 2 racks, really quick gas, obviously. early stim. He got double gas. I'm not sure if after the first tracks or if after the second.
Would have been a little more predictable if I would have seen like concussive shells right here. Maybe you tried to hit like early timing, and that's why you put down the add-ons and delayed the barracks.
Yeah.
But as it is now, you're absolutely right. Just kind of a weird time.
Yeah, it's very early gas. Maybe really wants to get out some early medevacs. Maybe would like to tech a little bit faster, get an early engineering bay. Oh, and there's the Ghost Academy. So that's why he did drop those 2 super early gases.
Yeah.
He's going to go for some sort of a Ghost timing push here.
Okay, this could end up being pretty effective because, oh wow, SaSe is actually investing in a ton of technology at the moment. He just produced a Warp Prism, so he sacrificed an Immortal build time basically, and he's going over to RoboBay at the same time. So if these Ghosts hit, it could be powerful, but the real question is how much damage is the Sentry and Zealot drop
the other
do?
question is he's not going to really be able to push out and apply the kind of pressure he wants as long as that Warp Prism is in play.
Agreed.
The Warp Prism is going to keep him tied up, and it's going to delay his potential push time.
And that's obviously SaSe's intention, because if he delays long enough...
is he going to trap them?
Oh.
Nice initial force field, nice second force field. Oh, and traps almost all the SCVs there.
Yeah, very
the
nice.
depots do go down, but he gets another force field off. How many SCV kills is that? That was very well done.
7 kills,
and he didn't
losses.
lose a single unit. Beautiful work right there from SaSe. And
Warp Prism gets out of there, and look at that. Perfectly timed, delaying long enough for the first Colossus to come out.
You remember that YouTube video about the Sentry drops?
The one that became popular about 2 months ago.
And he was like, I'm like a platinum level player, but I don't know why people aren't doing this yet.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm killing everyone. I'm killing everyone. And now you see it all the time at pro level play.
Here comes the Ghost
I hope
timing.
that guy gets credit for it, by the way.
Yeah.
Kind of like Maynard.
Yeah.
I mean, that should be his little thing. The 3 Sentry drop into the middle line. Oh, we do have some more Sentry action here in the main, trying to pick off a few units.
This is so good. He's lost 1 Zealot through
and I think he just picked
process.
off a couple. And he's delaying the push again.
Exactly.
Jinro brought all
already
his
has
back.
Colossus #1 done, and the second's on the way. By the time Jinro actually makes it over here, Warp Prism does go down, but the second Colossus is going to be able to pop out pretty soon. It's probably going to get chrono boosted here in a second.
That's unfortunate. He really did not want to lose that.
Right.
I
mean, this time should have come minute and a half ago, 2 minutes ago, something like that. Yeah.
Hey Pro's still going to try and hit it anyway, I think. He doesn't have a scan just yet, obviously. There we go. Scan gets dropped. Trying to see what's up there. Really not that much. EMPs go off on both of the sentries. And the cannons are going to come up just in the nick of time for SaSe. Very well done. The cannons will be there. This might be what he needs to hold this off. Here come the Colossus. First Colossus joins in. Second Colossus joins in as well, and that'll be more than enough.
Certainly. From Jinro. Yeah, Jinro has to stem up once again just to be able to get away. Picks off a probe there, but he did not do near enough damage to justify how far behind he is.
Oh, is he going to try and snipe the Colossus here? He has an opportunity. He does get 3 sentries, it looks like. First 2 go down. Is he going to get the 3rd sentry?
That was still a ton of units that were just killed there. And look at this. Already, SaSe is going to push across the map. But let's take stock. Jinro's only now getting up his starport. He sacrificed a lot of tech and a lot of medevacs just to be able to get that Ghost push out. But now the thing is, he's actually going to have no medevacs on the field because he has to produce Vikings. He has no choice right now.
Yeah, and not to mention, he just lost maybe half of his army there and opened with the Ghosts, like you said. Huge investment in gas. If that investment does not pay off, you're going to be in a spot of trouble.
Yeah.
And that's where he is right now. I mean, this death ball from SaSe is going to continue to increase in size. The delayed starport with just now getting the reactor up. And is he going to go into double starport? Oh, and he's actually building a medevac.
Yes. 1 medevac, 1 Viking at a time. I guess
like that. He needs some form of healing.
For it, but we know that there's going to be many Colossi on the field that are pretty well upgraded as well.
Many Colossi, yes.
Yeah, the 3rd one's about to hit right now. Okay, so let's take a look back at Jinro's side of things. His infrastructure is good. He's got a macro CC up right now. I agree that he doesn't really feel like he can establish that on the map and hold on to it, so he'll abuse it for extra SCVs and a couple of mules here. And he's trying to get up as big of a force as he can, but only +1 weapons on the way. SaSe already has an upgrade lead.
So SaSe with a slight lead on upgrades here. He does have Armor 1 coming on the way and a 2nd Forge, so he's looking to take that minor upgrade advantage and really just kind of run away with it. And we've seen so many games from SaSe where he really relies on these heavy upgrades. And that's a style that he really likes to utilize. Now, couple that with the Colossus and the Death Ball that he's building up here, and Jinro's going to have his hands full in a second.
Yeah, he really is. He doesn't have any more ghosts on the field. Both those were killed initially.
He's also down on supply at the 13-minute mark against Protoss, which is actually very rare.
And don't forget that SaSe's
running.
Because SaSe feels confident. He has complete control of the map. The observers are going to be able to detect everything that's out there. And there's really just nothing threatening him. He's preparing himself for a long macro game by making sure that he defends against any drops. He's looking good. Really good.
Yeah, he is looking swell right now. I'm surprised Jinro actually hasn't tried to take that third location. I mean, he's had that macro orbital up for quite some time, and he hasn't even cleared his third position. If you look at that, SaSe's had full vision over that. He's known about it the whole time. It hasn't been cleared yet by Jinro, so...
And he's floated over every other expansion just to make sure that there's nothing there. So Jinro's not sneaking anything by him. How many Colossi do we have out now? 4! And they're about to get +2 weapons. +1 armor's already done.
And they're about to get a 5th brother in crime.
Yeah, that's actually a staggering number of Colossus at the 15-minute mark. He's going to be maxed at about, 17 minutes, but on a ridiculously powerful army. I mean, the onus is really going to be on Jinro to try and get something done here, but with the lack of ghosts, he does at least have Mobius Reactor.
And also, as I mentioned earlier, the lack of double starport.
Yeah.
When you see that many Colossus that early, I mean, yeah, he's not going with a double robo, but he's certainly chain producing Colossus off of a single robo, and he's up to 5 now, and you have 4 Vikings.
Yeah.
If they got into a straight-up fight right now, SaSe would just absolutely decimate him.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I would have thought that Jinro would have used his trademark drops and aggression and mobility to try and pick his opponent's army apart, or at least try and hurt his economy and prevent him from establishing control over the map. As of yet, that hasn't quite happened. This is just a Marine moving down here at the bottom right to check for expansions. And Jinro now finally putting down his third, but we see 27 supply deficit. His opponent is on the best tech possible, and his sentries have accumulated a ton of energy. He's got a great anti-Terran army prepared. Charges done for the Zealots. They're well upgraded. Blink is on the way. This is looking great for SaSe.
And SaSe is going to go ahead and grab his 4th as well. And this is before Jinro even lands his 3rd. And think about what was going on there.
Freeing up some supply already?
And if we really look at this, I mean...
35 workers. Whew.
Jinro, does he have some extra macro orbital CCs in his main?
No, what he's doing is he believes that he has one chance to kill his opponent.
Yeah.
So he wants as big of an army as is physically possible when the actual engagement happens.
Yeah, that must be the case. That has to be the case.
Because he knows that SaSe is really far ahead. So a very smart decision out of Jinro, I would admit, because SaSe has been very passive so far.
Yeah, but something like Storm could really, really mitigate what Jinro's trying to do right now. If he gets off a few good storms, falls back, has a few extra storms, but it looks like he's just going to morph those into Archons and go ahead and use this Colossus Archon Death Ball that he loves so much, and I've actually had the pleasure of playing against it, and it's very difficult. Very difficult. I had not played against another Protoss player who did it quite like him at the time.
Oh,
the Archons are just is he doing this?
Yeah, he's clearing up a little bit of supply as well, so he can make some warpins and cannons over here on the left-hand side.
Interesting. This is a very new development we've seen here. Definitely something I could add into the analysis program.
Oh, yeah. Forces a lift there, and at the same time, SaSe runs around the 6 o'clock position.
Both players utilizing a somewhat new tactic. We've seen it before, but we've never seen supply killing so nonchalantly at this point in the game. For SaSe, I understand it. Oh, and here we have
Mass
some hallucinations.
hallucination. This army does look pretty cool, but look at this. Because of the 40 worker deficit, Jinro actually has a much larger force going into this engagement.
But look how many Colossus there are, and a lot of the fire was getting absorbed. There goes the scan. Now the Vikings are shooting at the real Colossus, but the damage has been done. Oh my god. Jinro has lost so many units here. SaSe can macro up behind this, and I think he'll be in a great spot.
I definitely agree, but they're still at 40 worker deficit, which means that Jinro actually has about a 70 supply advantage in army right now. He needs to push, and he needs to do it now.
Yeah, exactly what you said Jinro was trying to do is what he's trying to do. Now the question is, how many gateways does SaSe have? How quickly can he chrono boost all those gateways and continue to get rounds of units
Whoa!
out?
Hold on. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Oh, he
11,
forgot to morph them into warp
12.
gates.
He's got 12, but 4 of them are only gateways.
No. He forgot to morph them into gateways.
And he's got so much money banked right now, those additional 4 gateways would actually be a huge deal for him.
That could end up losing him the game.
All right. Well, as many weapons as possible are actually happening. We have more gateways being built.
No.
Oh, he doesn't know about those quite yet. Hopefully, the scan forces SaSe's attention down here, and there it does.
It does indeed.
Yeah, he's got some gateways coming
and
up now.
Boosts all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, and depowered by the pylon, and is forced to completely flee his third right now. So Jinro actually, with a brilliant maneuver by killing those SCVs, increases his army size tremendously.
But
figured he was so
has
far behind.
been so slow to produce his army after this that I think he needs to win yet another decisive engagement before he can feel comfortably ahead in this game.
Yes, it's not over yet. And look at that. Look what SaSe has been putting
3-3.
together in the meantime. Hello.
Oh, these are
Daddy.
so low
Here comes
armor.
all of the charge lots with some Archon support. Oh, you do not want to land those Vikings. They are going to get torn apart here.
This
Save the
Immortal
Vikings.
is actually just going to destroy them.
Save the Vikings. Save the whales. Save the whales.
He picks up and gets away, but now we have a 50 supply swing, and SaSe is way up.
Yep, and that's exactly what we thought was going to happen there.
Yeah.
He needed to win.
I mean, Jinro's strategy worked as far as the free up supply, make sure that I have the bigger army going into one last engagement, and try to kill some bases.
Yeah.
He just didn't kill him quite quick enough.
I mean, the way I thought of it, just given the amount...
SaSe, great micro there.
Yeah. Given the amount of minerals that SaSe had banked, I figured, he did enough damage with that attack right there, and the Colossus had a good enough position that they were just cutting down the ranks of the Marines and the Marauders and really chopped into the supply, much more than you would have expected, given that situation.
So there's a 30 supply worker deficit at the moment, but still SaSe that puts some 30 supply up in terms of overall army, and once again, look at this, just +1 armor up for Jinro. These are 3/3 units, and he's got +1 shields on the way.
Good God.
Yep, those are strong protest units.
Storm is also on the way, so he will be mixing in some High Templar here. Does Jinro have enough ghosts to deal with this? I believe he has 4 in his army now. He added 2 more. So
yeah, he's got another one flying around somewhere. It looks like it's making its way up now, but this is a pretty strong force. And look at this, a bunch of Templar lagging behind as well, saving up some energy, waiting for Storm to finish.
He needs to fall back and wait for Storm to finish. I don't know if he wants to make his move right now.
Yeah, looks like he is going to pull back momentarily. Is he chrono boosting that out? Oh, looks like another Jinro
nice
drop there.
From Jinro. Takes out the Nexus once again. Very well done. Might get a Colossus. No, not going to get that Colossus.
They're way powerful at the moment.
They have long legs, and they step relatively quickly.
Yeah, and it looks like this... I'm sorry, what am I looking for? Where's the Templar Archives at? Keep watching the map here. There it is. There. Okay, I didn't know if he was chrono boosting out Storm, but it looks like it's just about to finish up anyway.
And once he gets that,
that's going to be the cue to go.
Yeah, things changed drastically once he got that. And look at the supplies right now, 200 to 126, and that's just because Jinro was never really in this game from a macro perspective. SaSe has been so far ahead.
He sacrificed all of that to make one powerful attack, and we see it in supplies. He's just not able to make it up.
Yeah, and... Ooh. And oftentimes it is very difficult to just outright, kill a Protoss like that. I mean, it's a pretty risky gambit.
Yeah, certainly. He did the right thing by killing a base and denying a lot of gateways. But here we go. This could very well be the last engagement.
2 great EMPs go down right there. More great EMPs, getting most of the Templar.
But these charge lots are just running up now with +1 shields in addition to 3/3, and they're just steamrolling through this Bioforce. No medevac support anywhere. The Colossus at the back is racking up the kills. The Archons have really not taken that much damage, and they're able to tank so much at the moment, and these Storms are just pitting Jinro back. There it is, GG! SaSe takes game number 1 for QIM.
Well, there you have it.